Hi friends, I'm Brian Cosby, this is Provide and Protect, and part of being a provider and protector is that you are wanting to be more self-sufficient, and if you want to be more self-sufficient, at some point along the way, you have to problem solve. And this is a great example we have here today. This is a DK2 chipper shredder, and I'm with my father-in-law Rick, and there was an issue with it that we had with this, and we couldn't really find anything helpful on the internet, on YouTube, so we thought we would help you guys if this is a problem that you're facing here today. So Rick, how about you explain maybe what's going on or what happened, and then how you solved it.
Right, so basically two basic fundamental problems. One was I couldn't start it. I mean, I had all of the settings right, and I'm pulling and tugging and nothing's happening, and so I go get on YouTube and see if I can find some help, and sure enough I found a YouTube video that says don't forget this switch right here.
Yeah, the key, turn it on.
And if you only use this thing once or twice a year, then it's easy to forget that it has a switch out here.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
don't forget that, or you'll wear yourself out trying to crank it. But once the switch is in the right position, it'll crank right up, so
Yeah.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so what happened?
What happened was after I cranked it, I was out there throwing in limbs. I believe, what is the size they say this one will handle?
It says it'll go to like 5.5 inches.
5.5. If it's really soft, maybe. So
Yeah.
anyways, I was actually doing some pretty hard
Yeah.
stuff out there, some holly
Yeah.
limbs. And I put too many holly limbs in, and it got jammed up in the shredder, and it shut the motor
this,
down.
like, drum area
yeah,
down here?
just the motor just conked
Okay.
out. And I tried to start it, and the drum won't spin. And if the drum doesn't spin, then this is not going to spin. So you got a big problem. So
Open it up.
yeah, open this up, and I'll show you where you get a look at it. So this one's clean right now; it's not jammed up. But this is your drum in there, and at the very top is where is one blade on this, and it wants to spin this
way,
direction toward you and crush everything and throw it out the bottom and then out the chute.
Yep.
And so what had happened was it got all the way down there and got jammed.
Like
and
in this little area down here?
yeah, there was a
Okay.
lot of limbs that were just stuck in there, green limbs, and that's
Yeah.
probably part of the problem. And so I'm sitting there going, how do you get out of this? And I look on the side over here. Garrett, go around and look and read that label right there.
Right here?
Yeah. What does it
Right
say?
Blockage, unplug spark plug, remove cover, turn counterclockwise, unjam drum.
Pretty
Okay.
straightforward,
Okay.
except for part number 3 is how do you do part number 3? How do you turn it
Yeah.
counterclockwise? And that was where I got stuck. So I went back to YouTube, and the only one I could find in YouTube was a guy used a 2x4 and just started, leveraging this thing and trying to push it with a 2x4 from the front and making it rotate the other way. And so that was the approach I took. I didn't particularly like that.
So basically,
approach.
you took a 2x4
and just started
on this,
yeah, and took a sledgehammer
and tried to beat it that way
beat it, and I beat it
until
and beat it and beat it.
until it came out.
No.
Oh, no.
It did never. It never.
Oh, it
came
never
out.
worked.
It did move, but it never came out. And so I'm sitting there going, okay, that can't be the right answer anyway. I'm an engineer. That's not right. Somebody designed this, and so I'm trying to figure out, okay, where's what are my options here? So the first thing I did was I came over here and took this cowling off the fan belts that are over here on this side. Garrett, come over here. And I took these off, and the only thing under that is there's 2 pulleys and 2 fan belts. And I'm thinking to myself, man, if I gotta take off all of these things around here and
All those
lift the
bolts.
drum up and then that can't be right.
No.
So then I went, well, let's see what's on the other side. And so I came over to the other side, and I said, okay, this is the other side. Let me look at this situation. Now notice this is like a cap on there, and I said, I wonder what's under that cap. And so here's just your regular old socket wrench, and of course I don't have the right one on it.
Which one? What size is that? There.
That's a 17 millimeter. Okay, so I took these off, and they're pretty easy. They come off easy, which is good. And you got to keep up with those, which is not easy in the woods. And looky there. There is the. And you look at that and you say, maybe that is, hopefully that is connected directly to the drum in there, and sure enough it is. And so now all you need,
You can just spin that with.
all you need now
a
is
wrench.
a wrench, a 3/4 inch wrench that'll fit right there. And if it's really jammed, you can push on it all you want. Like now it's not jammed, it'll spin real easy. But I'm spinning the drum right now.
Yeah, yeah.
And the compressing the piston, but so it was jammed pretty hard. So made a trip to Ace and got a cheater bar.
Ah.
Pull it out.
So you put this
on
the wrench.
On the wrench. A little overkill, maybe.
So you did this right here.
Yeah, that's actually conduit. Yeah, and I leaned back on it, and I went this way with it, toward me with it. You got to go counterclockwise. There you go. And eventually I spun it far enough, and it got it out, and I went, oh wow, that was great.
Yeah.
So that's the magic. To execute step number 3, turn counterclockwise. I just wish they'd have an arrow or something pointed down here.
Yeah, because you
you
would think that counterclockwise, you're thinking maybe just do something with the drum.
Yeah.
Initially.
Yeah.
You're not thinking about this thing.
I didn't.
Yeah, because there's no arrow.
And I consider myself a pretty good troubleshooter, and I'm proud that I actually figured it out, but it took way too long. But anyway, that's the poop.
Well, so
hopefully that saves you some time.
Yeah, so if you're watching this and you're like, man, my chipper shredder, it's jammed, and I'm sure it'd probably be similar for other makes, models, whatever of this, but it's part of the creativity of being a homesteader, and when you are trying to be creative and figuring out a solution to a problem, and obviously you did, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I felt good about it. I went out and had a little cognac.
Oh, good.
Yeah, in the shade after I had that. So that was my reward.
Well, and this, I think the principle here though is true for anyone who's trying. Something happens with a piece of equipment, machinery. They can't always, because even if you called customer service for whatever machine you have,
which I did.
They may not be able to get to it for a long time, and maybe you need it.
They didn't.
Yeah, so it's a case in point where just being creative.
You got to
figure it out. And there's something kind of satisfying about figuring it out.
Absolutely.
So anyway, well, thanks so much for joining us today. And if you've not already done so, please consider hitting that like button and subscribing to the channel. Really appreciate you and your support for the channel. And we'll see you on the next video.